Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering the Bud Light crisis. Bud Light has gotten themselves into a tremendous amount of trouble, and they have not even made any legitimate efforts to get themselves out of it. Now they're being canceled by Costco. Costco is not a small retail store chain. Costco is a warehouse club with many, many locations responsible for a tremendous amount of buying power. And when Costco says they are not going to carry your product anymore, you just lost a very big, good paying customer. And that's what's happened to Bud Light. They're the first major retailer to cancel the Bud Light brand. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. I'm trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, so if you can subscribe, please do subscribe. Coming from Newsweek, and I did see this on social media first. I just didn't see multiple sources. Now that I've seen this in a few different sources, and I've seen it compiled in a Newsweek article and another Red State article, I'm comfortable talking about it with you guys. I do think this is a real thing. Photos show Bud Light with Costco Death Star amid plummeting sales. So let's look up what the Costco Death Star really is. It's not the Star Wars Death Star, but it's an asterisk that tells you Costco is discontinuing this product line in their stores. From all recipes, what does an asterisk mean on a Costco price tag? Any item with an asterisk on the price tag means that the item is leaving Costco soon. That could mean either the item will not be restocked because Costco decided to stop carrying it, or that the item was discontinued by the manufacturer, so it will no longer be available anywhere. Well, in this case, and we'll go over the pictures, it's not because Bud Light is not trying to make a beer anymore. It's because it can't be sold to Costco because it's not worth the shelf space, the floor space, to dedicate the merchandise that no one is buying. Some people are buying it, not nearly enough to be in a place like Costco, which does sell by volume, but in addition to the volume, it's what people actually want, and it's what people actually are willing to buy and stock up on in volume. So there's fast turnover. And we covered inventory turnover yesterday in another video. Just another reference. How do I know if my Costco item is being discontinued? There are warnings. Costco workers place the notorious, quote, Death Star asterisk on products to indicate it's going away. There are price codes too. According to Finance Buzz, Costco prices that end in 99 cents mean that you will continue seeing the item on shelves, at least for the foreseeable future. Coming from Newsweek, photos show Bud Light with Costco Death Star amid plummeting sales. Photos shared on social media show that Bud Light has allegedly received Costco's so-called Star of Death, a small asterisk at the top right-hand corner of items' price tags, which the retailer uses to signal a product will no longer be restocked once it's sold out. Of course, that's not just for Bud Light, that's for all the products that they carry. Images shared on Twitter showed the price tags for Bud Light beer at different Costco stores, all marked with the Star of Death. It's unclear where the stores are located. One of the pictures shows the beer being sold at $14.97 for a 212-pack, which a Twitter user said was Costco practically giving away Bud Light. The photos were shared as the boycott against Bud Light by conservative customers and anyone normal that is uncomfortable with the Bud Light brand, angered by a sponsorship deal with trans activist and influencer Dylan Mulvaney earlier this year, continues with a significant negative impact on the brand. The brand, of course, has been rebranded to be Dylan Mulvaney's beer. If you like Dylan Mulvaney, if you love Dylan Mulvaney or are attracted to Dylan Mulvaney and want to jump into Dylan Mulvaney's bathtub, this is a beer for you. If not, it's probably not the beer for you anymore. According to new sales data seen by Newsweek and by me from Bump Williams, Bud Light has seen a percentage drop in revenue from sales for June compared with the same time last year. Nielsen IQ sales data obtained by Newsweek via industry consultancy firm Bump Williams Consulting showed that over a 4-week period ending July 1st, Bud Light saw a 28% decrease in revenue. Bud Light's volume, the number of units of beer sold, was down 31.2% compared with the same time last year. So this is interesting now because they're losing shelf space. They're losing floor space, which means if you don't have stacks and stacks of inventory of your product at a store, that means it's not going to be 30% or 31.3% less sales in that store. It means it's going to be no sales in that store. And this is one of the things that I have kept stressing is once Bud Light starts to become not the number one brand anymore, which now it hasn't been for the last 2 months in a row, it's going to lose all of these extra opportunities it has to sell the beer. When you have number one status, that means everyone stocks you and they stock you in every format, meaning whether it's 6 packs or 12 packs or 30 packs or whatever it is, they stock your beer and place it everywhere. As stores like Costco, which is historic that Costco is kicking Bud Light out of their selection. But once those stores start to get rid of your brand, it means you're not going to sell a little bit less and a little here and a little there. You're going to sell a lot less. So analysts that have said that Bud Light might lose 24% of its volume are completely way off. If they were the number 2 brand, then they might lose 24% of their volume. But they're falling and falling and falling. Who knows where they're going to wind up? It's going to be really bad, like their popularity dropping out of the top 10 to now be like the top 15 in terms of popularity for the brand. They will probably see a cut in sales of somewhere from 40 to 50% at least, and that would be nationally, where it's accepted in some markets, but not accepted in other markets. Quote, Costco says, star of death for Bud Light. It will not be restocked, tweeted one user sharing a photo of a Costco store whose location was not specified. Yeah, that star is not a good sign if you're in the Bud Light business. And there's no discounting they can do. There's no rebating they can do. There's no free shipping they can do to get Costco to take its valuable floor space and set aside areas where Bud Light can be sold. Because if it's not selling, then Costco is not making money from that space. Price is not the issue. Sales is the issue. Quote, even Costco is getting out of the game, said another, sharing a similar picture with the star on it. Newsweek could not verify which Costco stores will not restock the beer brand, but has contacted the retailer through the contact form available on its website on Tuesday. Some Reddit users have pointed out that some Costco stores might only not restock 16-ounce cans shown in one of the pictures shared online, but continue selling 36 packs of the 12-ounce cans, which is a more standard size. It appears Bud Light has not completely recovered from finding itself in the middle of a culture war. Bud Light is the culture war. That is their problem. They decided they would try to teach their customers a lesson about how attractive Dylan Mulvaney really is, and perhaps you haven't given Dylan a close enough look. Well, a lot of us don't see that attraction. We don't like the association. We have no interest in being anywhere nearly associated with Bud Light, Dylan Mulvaney, or any of that stuff. The controversy surrounding Mulvaney's collaboration with Bud Light has caused not only conservative customers to be upset with the brand, but also many liberals and LGBT supporters, as the brand was condemned for not standing by the transgender influencer. And of course, regular normal independents and regular normal non-conservative people also don't want to have anything to do with this brand. Quote, I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. Dylan Mulvaney is so scared to leave Dylan's house that Dylan had to go to Peru, apparently, to go see a shaman and have a great visit. Dylan is absolutely living the life. It doesn't matter that Dylan has cost people multiple jobs. There's been layoffs as a result of this. Glass bottling plants forced to shut down, leaving 645 employees jobless amid the Bud Light controversy. 2 glass bottle plants, one in North Carolina, one in Louisiana, shut down forever. They're going to be physically dismantled, which is incredibly expensive to do. It's almost as expensive as setting up the plant in the first place, because they know that the Bud Light brand is not off by 30% here and 32% there. It's off massively, and they had to let all their employees go because they've got no work for them because Bud Light has no sales for them in those markets in North Carolina and Louisiana. I am trying to get more specific data, and Bump Williams is actually helping me. He's reached out to Nielsen IQ and is trying to get them to give us more regional sales drop-off information, but they're not giving it out just yet. When we get that information, we're going to see that sales are off much more than 30% in at least the red states. They're off much more like 40, 50, 60, 70%. We know in Florida from an ABC News article, sales are off 60% for Bud Light in Florida. Somehow the bottom line numbers are really not making it out to people. Bothers me. I will fix that. Coming from Newsweek, former Anheuser-Busch executive warns of layoffs as Bud Light sales struggle. This is from Anson Frederick's recent interview. He's a former president of distribution for Anheuser-Busch. He has called for Brendan Whitworth to step down from the company, the CEO of Anheuser-Busch, because he's not dealing with the problem and things just continue to get worse. It's like having a fire in your house and not calling the fire department. Obviously, get yourself to safety first and then call the fire department. But Brendan Whitworth is not dealing with the problem. So as a result, you've got the layoffs at the glass plant. But that's just one vendor, and those aren't even Anheuser-Busch employees. There are still 47,000 employees at the Bud Light distribution centers that are not even directly employed by Anheuser-Busch that, of course, are going to start to be laid off because they can't sell the product. In addition, you have 18,000 Anheuser-Busch employees. Bud Light was their #1 brand. If they can't get sales up, which of course they can't, layoffs are going to start to happen. All of this because Brendan Whitworth, the current CEO of Anheuser-Busch, cannot handle the business. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Do you think this is the end of Bud Light with Costco? And who do you think the next major retailer is going to be? Will it be Walmart? Who will be the next major retailer that really looks at their numbers, understands the cost of their floor space and their shelf space, and is not going to continue putting on a brand, Bud Light, that just does not sell? And we know if it doesn't sell, the store can't make any money. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Really appreciate you. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.